Hi, my name is Hassan Adiban, and today I'm going to review 4 leadership theories. And at the end, I will recommend the best theory that can be used in healthcare system. There are 4 theories that I will review during my presentation today. First of all, contingency leadership theory. Second, continuum leadership theory. Third, path goal leadership theory. And fourth, leadership substitutes theory. To understand contingency leadership theory, we need to know that in 1950s, Fred Fiedler introduced the situational theory and explained how important the situation is in leadership decision. It means leadership is situational. This theory contributes to contingency leadership theories. Contingency leadership theory has a framework that consists of followers, leader, and situation. This theory explains the appropriateness of the leadership styles to the 3 main components. In this theory, followers should be motivated to improve their capabilities. This happens if the leader uses the right personality traits, behaviors, and experience to be able to motivate the followers. The success of this theory is based on the task at hand, the environment, and the structure of the situation. Contingency leadership has 2 limitations. It has not been supported by research. It means we don't have enough evidence by research. And this theory advises that the leaders change their styles. That is the way they can manage the situation. However, leaders' style change is somehow challenging for them. And based on the survey among some leaders, it is not going to have a good outcome. The next theory is leadership continuum theory, that is a form of contingency theory in leadership, and it was developed in 1950s. There are 4 components that are considered in this theory: leader, situation, leadership style, and followers. The leader is a boss, and followers who are subordinates follow the orders. They need to complete the task on time. This theory has 7 major styles to complete the task that can be from autocratic, which means boss-centered, to participative, which is subordinate-centered. Robert Tenenbaum and Warren Schmidt developed this theory in 1950s. This theory was very popular in 1950s, and it is very subjective because the leader should match his or her style to the situation, which is this theory's limitation. The third theory is path goal leadership theory. It has 3 main components: followers, leadership style, and situation. The leader's behavior influence followers' performance and satisfaction. Leaders' traits and behavior are not considered influential. On the other hand, leadership styles and type of situations are determination factors in decision making. The leader should be able to motivate followers by showing them the path and promote their values and desires by using rewards. Leaders have to find out what employees' objectives are and support the employees to achieve them. Therefore, situational factors and leadership styles are the enabling factors. M.G. Evans started the development of path goal leadership theory, and Robert House published it in 1971. The only limitation is that leaders find it difficult to match the styles of the leadership and the situations. They try to explain how this theory contributed to research and the development of a conceptual framework relevant to situational leadership. In addition, path goal theory was named by House value-based theory, as it is very broad in scope. Finally, this theory enables leaders to motivate the followers. The next theory is leadership substitute theory. It explains that leaders' behaviors and traits are unnecessary in some situations. The characteristics of this theory mainly depends on the situation and followers. Followers are subordinates, and situation is clearly defined by organization and the type of task at hand. These two are determination factors of this theory. In 1993, Stephen Kerr and John Germier introduced this concept. Therefore, leaders' behaviors are neutralized and substituted by other factors. This theory has been partially supported by research. The limitations are that although the formal leader's behavior is neutralized, informal leaders' behavior, such as the peers, still exists. Also, strong evidence should be presented to demonstrate that situational variables directly impact situation and motivation, which is really difficult to prove. In my organization, which is a healthcare organization, we implement contingency leadership theory for many reasons. First of all, our organization is responsible for the health of our community, and the margin of error has to be very close to zero. Therefore, we need a great organizational structure to follow the established healthcare guidelines and best practices guidelines. We are responsible for the treatment and care of the community. Leaders should adjust their behaviors to have the best possible outcome for the patients. They have to have great experience and knowledge to be able to manage different situations. Healthcare environment and situations are pretty variables. Every single case has its own characteristics and situations. Followers should have certain credentials to be able to manage the treatment and care of different types of patients. Safety of staff and patients is one of the major components of our day-to-day practice. Therefore, we need to adjust our practice based on every single situation at hand. It is really risky to deviate from our focus when we practice. A patient who comes for a treatment to a healthcare facility is completely different from other patients who visited the hospital for the same reasons. Patients' personal needs, physical, social, and mental conditions, in addition to medical need, are pretty much variable. In conclusion, I believe contingency leadership theory is the best model for healthcare system, as it is defined all components of the healthcare system to reach the best outcome, which is healthy people in a community. Thank you for watching this video about leadership theories, and I hope it gives you a summarized perspective about them.